welcome back to another Friday Reviews video. I am super excited because this past week I watched 4 of the Monday Movie Hunt new pickups, and you guys know that last week I did a review of 4 movies that I'd watched over like 3 weeks. So I'm on the up, I'm doing better with the movie watching. So let me show you what 4 movies I'll be talking about today, and then we'll just get into it. So the first one will be Office Christmas Party, very appropriate and festive for this time of year. We're coming up to Christmas now, it's on Monday. Then we have Cars 3. Finally got around to watching this one, and I rewatched Cars, the first one, before watching this, and I was really glad that I did that. Then we have Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, I know a lot of you guys have been excited to hear thoughts on this one and kind of talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. And then finally we have Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, the new DreamWorks release. So let's start with Office Christmas Party. I'm just going in the order that I watched them. So yeah, it's a Christmas film, and it's kind of not too Christmassy actually, which is a little bit weird. It kind of reminds me of The Night Before, which came out on DVD last year, and this definitely gave me those vibes. It's more of a comedy, silly, party type of situation, and it was okay for me. I gave it 3 stars, but there were some parts that I did really enjoy. I really liked Jennifer Aniston in this actually. I thought she was really, really great. I also thought that Jason Bateman was quite okay, and Kate McKinnon, is that her name? The girl from Ghostbusters, the 2016 Ghostbusters, that's the only thing that I really know her from. She was in this, and at first I thought, oh, she's kind of a bit annoying, but then towards the end I loved her character and really got into it. And there was a fun like Uber driver. There was some really fun bits. I definitely would rewatch this one, but it's not one that I'd go back to every Christmas. But I definitely think I preferred it over like The Night Before, which again was kind of just a silly, fun, drinking, partying, a Christmassy film, which again wasn't too Christmassy. And this was the better one for me of the 2 of those. And I can't think of another film like this that I prefer. I don't think it's my particular favourite genre of Christmas film, but I also think this could have been not a Christmas film, and they would have only had to change a few things, and it would have been all the same really. But yeah, like Jennifer Aniston, like Jason Bateman, liked the girl from Ghostbusters, had a fun time with it. I had some fun little laughs throughout it, and it was okay. I wouldn't say to pick it up now, unless if you loved something like The Night Before, then you'd really enjoy this. But if you are on the fence about it, maybe wait till next Christmas and check it out then, or maybe it'll be on Netflix or Amazon or something. I'm not sure. They've got loads of Christmas movies on there at the moment. But yeah, maybe not pick it up straight away. I think you could probably wait till next year and then check it out. But it's definitely not an awful time. You could just sit and watch it, have fun, have some laughs, and it's a fun, enjoyable time. So yeah, 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. It did what it was trying to do. So there we go. And I really liked the Uber driver thing. That was just great for me. The next one is Cars 3. Now, if I wouldn't have rewatched Cars, the first one, I don't think I would have enjoyed this as much as I did. I hadn't seen Cars in years, and I was never the biggest fan of Cars. I talked about this in my video that I uploaded yesterday, which was all the animated films of 2017. That I talked about them all, we went into a little bit of detail there. And I said I always preferred planes over Cars, because I preferred the story and the characters. I rewatched Cars, I loved it. I would watch it again today, I'd have a fun time with it. I really, really like the movie Cars now. I don't know what it is, but it's grown on me, and I really like it. So yeah, I'm happy with Cars now, and I think that's going to be one that's definitely gone up a few pegs on the Pixar list of my favourites. So yeah, I'm a fan of Cars now. I didn't really want to rewatch Cars 2, so I didn't. So then I just jumped ahead into this one. I've seen Cars 2 when it came out on DVD, whenever that was, so I have seen it, but I didn't want to revisit it really at the moment. So yeah, then I went into this one, and I was so happy because I feel like this really followed on from the first Cars. Obviously there's a few things that obviously happened in Cars 2 that this references, but for the most part I feel like it was really referencing the first Cars movie. I feel like I would have been a bit lost with the characters and who's who and what's going on had I not have rewatched the first one, just because I've only seen it probably twice ever before. And yeah, I thought this was good. It was enjoyable. Basically, Lightning McQueen's kind of gotten old, and there's other newer cars on the scene. I definitely felt this one was more this is going to sound stupid, but more like car heavy. Like, it was much more about the racing and the dynamics of it all, and kind of I really felt that vibe, like much more about the racing and the sport and the cars, as opposed to the first one was kind of about the friendships that they made and the things that he was doing, and you know, it was more focused on that, not as much on the racing. This one definitely focused more on the racing, so it depends on what side of the table you would fall on that, whether you'd enjoy that more or you'd enjoy that less, I'm not sure, but I gave this one 4 stars because I did really enjoy it. I thought the animation was absolutely fantastic, it looked beautiful, I'd definitely rewatch it again. It's not as good as the first one. I gave the first one 4.5 stars now, but I feel like, you know, it was kind of there, and I just was really into the characters at the time that I watched this because I just loved the first one. So I suppose that kind of had an impact on it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really think they needed to make this, but I don't really think they needed to make a second one. But I know that obviously the first one did so well, they thought, yeah, okay, we'll make some more. But it wasn't really necessary. But I think this one was more necessary than the second one. I will say that. I felt this really tied things up nicer than the second one did. The second one I feel like they went to London or something and did some weird spy thing, like that was just a bit random. This one tied in nicely to the first one, tied up some nice loose ends, and I really liked that. So yeah, that's Cars 3. Okay, Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, okay, I mean, I feel like I knew I was going to love this. I did love this. I gave it 4.5. I didn't quite give it 5. And now that I look back, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like on a rewatch, I'd maybe give it 5, because I'm looking back on this, I'm like, yeah, I really enjoyed that. This movie is fun. Like, if you want a fun, funny time, this movie knows what it wanted to be, and it knew what it was trying to do, and I felt like it hit the nail on the head in a lot of areas. For example, the whole kind of Peter Parker romance thing was touched on, but not like a main focus, which I found annoying sometimes in the previous Spider-Man stories. And then he had this best friend who was fantastic, and I was thinking in another film, or maybe if somebody else had made this, they might have just included the best friend on occasion, and I would have gone, oh yeah, I love the best friend, I want to see more of him. This movie got it. It was like, knew we were going to think, oh, I love the best friend, I want to see more of him. And they did, they included him more. He was great, he was fantastic, he was fun. Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, whatever, didn't just kind of cast him off. They kind of ended up with this thing, and it was funny, and it was great, and I loved that. There was also a little bit of a twist in it, which I didn't expect, and I was like, ooh, didn't see that coming. That was exciting. The only thing that I was a little bit like, why probably it lost half a star for me, personally, is the kind of villain battle, the thing that the villain, I don't know what else to call it, the villains of the film were just okay. Weren't really my favourite. I like how it tied in to some other films, you know, in the Marvel universe. I was like, oh yeah, okay, nice, that ties in there, I see what's going on here. But I just thought, I just never really enjoyed those parts as much. And when those parts were on, the kind of this whole villain problem, I really loved this boy, I don't know his name, this guy is Spider-Man. He was a fantastic Spider-Man. He was funny, witty, great. There were some fantastic scenes in this film. I loved the Staten Island ferry. I loved the end scene. Obviously won't ruin it, but I thought it was really funny, a nice little bit there. Obviously we've got Iron Man in this film, Robert Downey Jr. He was great, he was fun. I liked, what is his name, Happy? I don't know, the guy who speaks on the phone, I can't even think what we'd call him. Iron Man's assistant. So I've just gone off in complete tangent. Where was I going? So there was loads of fun parts in this film, and I can think of loads of fun, great scenes. But there was some scenes when it was kind of when Spider-Man was kind of battling with the villain in the film, and I was just kind of like, oh, I was okay. It was just maybe dragging on a little bit, and I can move on to the next bit. I was like, okay, let's move on to the next bit. I did like, though, how it did have quite a few high school bits in. I did like his aunt. I could have done a bit more connection there, possibly. But yeah, I liked it. As many of these stories that we've had, this one's probably my favourite. This one's the best. And it's, you know, technically, it's not really an origin story, because we had a bit of that in Civil War, and of course I like how that kind of goes over. Yeah, I just enjoyed this, and it was funny, and it was fun, and you could have a good time, and really, that's what you want. This is a superhero film, there's nothing to be taken too seriously, and it was just so fun and funny. But like I said, there was a few parts that for me got a little bit dry and slow. But I think the reason why actually that is because the rest of the film was like, yes, loving it, crazy, fun, funny, hilarious, having a great time, this is fantastic, oh wow, that's so cool. And then the parts that, there was a few parts, and I think had the film not been as good, maybe they wouldn't have felt, so maybe that's not really fault of the film, maybe it's because it was so good, and then, I don't know. Either way, I feel like I might give this 5 stars up on a rewatch, because now I'm thinking about it, I really had a fun time with it, so I can't think of many negative points. So yeah, loved this. Great, love it. I'm going to watch it again soon. Spider-Man, great one for the Marvel collection. Not my favourite Marvel film, but love it. Really enjoyed that one. And then finally, we have Captain Underpants. Going to something quite different, but still superheroes. I talked about this a little bit in my video yesterday as well, and I gave this 3 stars. I thought this was just okay. Okay, now let me just clear up. Obviously, this film's called Captain Underpants, and you can see the cover. Obviously, I knew what I was going into. So I had the expectations that it was going to have a lot of toilet humour and just silly jokes like that. And I was okay with that. I went in with that in mind. Kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, or Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, what came out this year. I kind of thought maybe I was going along that path. But I thought maybe it'd be a bit better than Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 because it's DreamWorks. And DreamWorks are usually really good at putting in some jokes for adults and some funny little things and, you know, etc. I think the animation for this was brilliant, looked great. I think the 2 main boys were fantastic. I loved them. I thought they were really funny. Kevin Hart voices one of them, and I personally really like Kevin Hart, so that was fun. However, the main guy here, well, he's not the main guy, these 2 are the main guys, but Captain Underpants I thought was kind of boring and disappointing. Like, I didn't think anything of him. And his character, I feel like he didn't have any character arc or any development. I mean, I know we're not looking for anything too deep here. It's called Captain Underpants, but, you know, a little bit, like I was saying, The Boss Baby, you know, it's a silly movie about a baby that's a boss, a businessman baby, but it really had heart, and they had, you know, the development there. This didn't have that, I felt. And the villain was just, maybe the villain was very silly, and just, the jokes that DreamWorks put in for adults, what they, you know, presume would be fun jokes for adults, which I definitely know that kids wouldn't get. I mean, they put things in about the salary of teachers' pay, like teachers' salary pay, and low wages there. They put things in about Ebola. They put things in, like, it was obviously, you know, things they were trying to aim at adults, and it just wasn't funny, or I personally didn't find it funny, because it felt very much thrown in there, like, oh, we've got to put some jokes in for the adults, let's just throw these random things in. And I was just like, okay, that's weird. So I don't know, I thought at first this was going to be so cute, because like I said, I loved these 2 little boys. I thought they were awesome and funny and cute. And, you know, I just thought it'd be a fun time. And it was a fun time. I didn't dislike it. Some of the animation was great. Sometimes when they froze the screen and did cool little things, the animation, they did little flip books, because these 2 boys write comics, if you don't know, about Captain Underpants. And there were some fun parts. But then there was some, I mean, it's 3 really at a push maybe, but I did have some fun with it. I didn't like sit there hating it. So I've watched worse movies this year that I've given 2.5. So this is, you know, if someone said I want to watch this, let's watch it again, I'd go okay. Like, you know, I wouldn't be against watching it again, but it just didn't. It really didn't get to the DreamWorks level. And I even preferred Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4. I'd easily watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 over this one. So I feel like that's kind of the level that I'm putting these both on. They seem similar in tone, I suppose. But yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 is definitely a better film. So if Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 is a better film, that's not really the best sign. So yeah, Captain Underpants is, I think kids will like it though. Like, little kids will think this is funny. It's got all those great kid toilet humour, funny jokes in it they'll like. So, and the animation is really good. So I don't really see a problem there, but for me it just was just lacking something, and like I say, the adult jokes just felt very thrown in and random, that kind of made it feel odd if you got them. Like, it felt a bit odd. Anyway, so that's Captain Underpants, and those are the 4 movies that I watched this week. My favourite, of course, was Spider-Man, then Cars, then Office Christmas Party, then Captain Underpants. So let me know down in the comments below if you've seen any of these, and let me know your thoughts. Thumbs up if you enjoy Friday reviews, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!